One thing I wanted to mention, and I'm not sure you're going to be able to see it from here, is that the smoke coming off my stacks over here, which is not showing up for me in the camera, should be a very, very light blue haze. And it's very, very subtle right now, which is perfect. You're not trying to have a deep smoke come out of this smoker. You just want it to be kind of a light smoke. I'm trying to go as low and slow as I can on this so that we get the deep flavors into the meat from the smoking woods. If you don't preheat your wood, which is why I put this up here, you'll release the I think it's Creole from the wood. I might be saying that word incorrectly right now, but it's kind of an early morning, and that's not good. That initial burn on the wood will add a distinct and awful flavor into the meat, especially if you continue to have that happen. So a lot of times when I'm adding wood, I will open the firebox door completely and open either the offset section of the smoker to release some of that initial burning wood smoke so it does not get into the meat. And this is very important if you want to have good flavor in your meat and not have it be blackened by the soot, basically, or as some of the saps in the wood burns off. That's gonna stain your meat. So again, you can double check me on what the hell it's called, because I'm not thinking right now. But right now things are kind of settling down on the smoker. We're running at just about 250 here, and then this side's still running a little bit hot. I'd like to see that get down below 300, but I did build quite a good charcoal in the bottom of the smoke firebox, and until that dies down just a little bit more, I will be running a little bit of a high heat through the smoker, but it is maintaining the 250. I tend to run this kind of like a oven, so the actual heat of the door, or not the door, but the chamber itself, not the heat traveling through it to heat it up, is what I go by, and that tends to be a perfect way for me to operate this smoker. I took a lot in learning this. Originally, I tried to keep the ambient temperature passing through at the temperature I wanted. So the ambient temperature of the heat coming off the fire, I tried to keep that at about 250 before. And on my first brisket I ever cooked, it cooked for almost 18 hours and was only at 170 degrees. And basically I turned it into a jerky instead of a barbecue. So that did not work. I did notice during that process that my door here said it was only 140 degrees, which I didn't know enough back then. So I'm just trying to help you guys out if you're just getting into barbecue. For me, the way it works is that I use this like an oven, as I said, and I try to keep the temperature of the box, not the heat passing through the box, at 250 on this barbecue. If I'm doing a brisket and I know it's going to take me 12 to 14 hours to cook the entire brisket, I do run a lower temperature, and I try to keep it somewhere between 200 and 225 for the most process. And that's just the standard low and slow for barbecue for a brisket. So I hope this is helpful for anybody that's just trying to get into barbecue. Some people will keep the door to the firebox open, where I am keeping mine closed, and I am making adjustments on here for airflow. And that helps me keep and maintain the temperature going through the box. I have done open door firebox before, and it tends to keep the heat pretty even. I usually am able to keep this also just about at 250 mark when this is at 250 mark. But what I find then is that I am burning through wood way too fast, and it's costing me more money, so I don't like to do that. So just a little bit of insight on how I have been running my smoker in my barbecues. So hope this is helpful.